Okay, guys, today we're going to do our quick recap of today's trades. We traded BCDA and WINS, WINS. So we're going to go over our first trade of the day, which was almost like a BCDA. It made a nice move from 240 up to 320 pre-market. Now this was pretty strange the way it was traded. It had very low volume on here, but it was like at the very bottom of the gap scanner. So anyways, it made a move from 240 up to 319 in a matter of a 5-minute candle with very low volume, 55,000 shares of volume. So we'll jump into the 1-minute chart and look at the trades. So here you can see in more detail where it went from 240 up to 319. It pulled back. So here it looked pretty weak. I jumped in I jumped the gun. I should have waited a little bit longer, but I figured we could see a almost like a red to green or a bull flag here. But I should have known. I mean, I figured there was a support down here at the VWAP. So that's one of the reasons why I jumped in at this level. There was some green volume buying coming in, but it just was not enough to overcome this selling pressure. 281 would have been a nice entry for a move higher, possibly back up to 3, squeeze of 3 up to 320. So I jumped in here around 280, around VWAP. This candle came all the way down to 255, and then so I was like, well, this is really not a good thing to do. Well, for me to do is to average down, but I did. I jumped in some more down here at 260, not too heavy on size because I was already down and I did not want to make a bad trade worse. So I jumped in with some share size there at 260. So my average was around 275. On this one, I was also watching the red to green move. So I knew that 274 was the high of this candle. So there was two setups in one, a red to green setup and a break of VWAP. So here 274 was the high of this candle and that was my average price. I ended up whenever we saw whenever this candle broke, it broke VWAP as well. It hit a high of 290. So I sold a good position up here on 286, 287. I would say 3/4 of my position, and then the rest I sold break even. I did not want to hold for for it to go red on me for my entry price. Of course, it did break that entry price. It hit a low of 270, found support, and it bounced back up to 305. It broke that whole dollar. 305. It could not hold the whole dollar. It broke it, so it was a false break on the whole dollar. And as you can see, usually if they don't hold the whole dollar, it's a false break. So you want to bail out. It's showing weakness. It cannot hold that level. So it came down to VWAP, broke VWAP, and it's just been selling off. Let's see if it's been selling off on the day. You see, it came down to VWAP, broke VWAP, came back up, it broke VWAP, and then now it's back down again. So that was it on that trade. And next trade was on took WINS. WINS was very interesting. It popped up out of nowhere. It's a Chinese stock. It moved from $20 up to $76. It halted several times. Here we'll jump into the 1-minute chart so you can see how many times it halted. All these little dashed lines are halts going up. So it halted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times going up before it finally hit the top, which was 76.48. It came down pretty hard. It dropped $10 from that level, halted going down for a very long time here. I don't know, about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So that's how we know that it's going to be a big drop. So on big drops, there's opportunities. So I jumped in. The low of this candle was down here at 34.80. It opened at 37 and then it dipped down to 34 and then it hit a high of 40 on this candle. It acted like it was gonna halt, but it was a false halt. So I was like, okay, I missed my first entry buying on the bid on this candle. So on this false halt, I'm gonna jump in, and if it pulls back down, I'm going to jump in on that pullback for a move higher. So that's what I did. It hit a low of 34.86. I tried to put orders to buy on the bid at that price. I did not get filled at 34.86, but I got filled at around 35.20. So I cannot complain with that entry, about 30 cents from the low. Timed it pretty well, and of course, this was with small share size. There was a guy that was saying that there's no way to make money with small share size. I find that incorrect. You can make money with small share size. Of course, it depends on where you're at on your trading journey. So I'm comfortable with making anywhere from $50 to $100 per trade. So with the share size that I took on this trade, I took 60 shares. I got in here at 35.20 with 60 shares. My best exit was at $42. So you're looking at $7 per share on 60 shares. I mean, that's $420 if you hold the whole position. That's not a bad day with with only 60 shares. So your profit to loss ratio is very nice. So anyways, here I jumped in here at 35 and sold some up here at around 38 something. So half of my position, just take money off the table, put in my pocket, and then I held the remaining amount all the way up here to 42. And the reason I sold up here at 42 was because it was coming into a halt, but the halt was not a very strong one. So I was like, okay, this halt is not very strong. There's a chance that it might resume either flat or lower and just continue to move lower, break of $35 and just flush down. So I'm going to take my money off the table and just kind of watch to see what it does on resumption. So I'm happy with this trade from 35 up to $42, and then I was out. And of course, you can see that it did halt for 5 minutes. It resumed at the high of 42.47, and it flushed down to $38. Halted for 10 minutes, or 10 minutes, and then it resumed lower, and it went lower. It bounced back, but by then I was already out of the trade, just kind of just watching it. Volume was dying down a little bit, so I really wasn't interested in taking any more trades on it. So that was it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed my videos, and if you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you.